I wrote my own Arctic Monkeys song. But why? I did this challenge so I could learn stuff, and I did learn a lot, including why you cannot write your own Arctic Monkeys song.
When I think about the Arctic Monkeys, the first thing that comes to mind is their first album.
Whatever people say I am, That's What I'm Not was a really popular album, and the reason it was popular was because the songs were relatable, and relatability is what separates music that people listen to from music that people don't listen to.
Is that the reason no one's ever listened to your music?
There might be something in that, to be honest.
So I spent quite a bit of time yesterday just listening to the album when I was out and about. The songs on this album tend to mostly be about life as a teenager in Sheffield.
The songs on this album feel personal to you because they're about situations and scenarios that most of you will have your own experiences of and your own stories about. And for some people, they'll bring about feelings of nostalgia.
And by some people, do you mean old people?
Do you mean like me?
Like you, that's right, yeah.
There are songs on this album that address serious topics like the darker side of life in Sheffield. And there are songs on this album that just talk about going out on nights out, but they all have this slightly teenage energy to them. I knew going into this challenge that I would want to write a song based on a riff. And the songs on this album that are quite riff heavy tend to be about going on nights out. But there was going to be a problem with this. It wouldn't really have been right for me to try and write a song from the perspective of a teenager at my age.
And just how...
before you ask, I'm 39. The best thing for me to do was to try and write about a scenario that I could relate to, and hopefully some of you could relate to too. Going to the pub with a mate. Fancy a pint?
Yeah, all right.
So I thought I'd just dive in and get writing with this one and see what comes out. So I've got this little bit that I quite like to start with, which is, we used to paint the town, now I only go to the local.
This line did actually come quite quickly, which gave me this massive boost in confidence, and it made me feel like this was gonna be a fun challenge. And to be honest, I thought, you know what, these lyrics are gonna be really easy to write.
Don't look like you found it easy.
So I've managed to pretty much come up with like one line. I had loads of stuff I wanted to get done today, and I've literally just spent 3 hours doing f*** all.
I took this as an opportunity to start working on some of the music for the challenge, because I thought it'd be good to have something to work with when it came to writing the lyrics.
That sounds more difficult to me.
Not when you know the perfect place to find the riff that you need.
What I've just done is I've watched my video about how to play the guitar like the Arctic Monkeys, because I remember there was some riffs that I made for that as just for examples. So I found one that I like.
So this riff is all based around the A natural minor scale. And all I'm doing is this basic little thing going. Then to end, it walks down the natural minor scale. Then on the fourth time, instead of walking down the natural minor scale, we just do this little variation, just to add a little bit of variety to keep it interesting, really. And for the chorus, I came up with this little power chord idea, which is quite simple, really. It's just an A power chord, up to a C power chord, to a D power chord, then back to A, G, and it repeats. That's all it is. So it was back to writing the lyrics, and I knew it would be so much easier now that I had this foundation to work with.
Doesn't look like you found it much easier.
I wasn't getting anywhere at all with this. I mean, I spent weeks just listening to the Arctic Monkeys non-stop. I was analysing Alex Turner's lyrics and thinking about how he uses metaphors and rhyme schemes and how he structures his lyrics. And all I did was destroy what little confidence I had, just simply because I was in awe about how good he is at it. And I got sick of the frustration and this stupid pressure that I was putting on myself. So I quit.
Wait a second, at the start of this video, you showed us that you did write a song.
I was getting myself really quite worked up with the fact I wasn't able to come up with something, and I was trying to force it, and I was getting nowhere at all, so I literally just said, you know what, I'm going to work on other things. Because at the end of the day, it should be fun.
It was really quite good listening back to this idea with fresh ears, and yes, the music I had sounded like someone just trying to be like the Arctic Monkeys. If there was something to learn from this challenge, then I wasn't gonna learn it by quitting. I mean, I had this sudden, and to be honest, quite obvious realization that I was never gonna be able to write an Arctic Monkeys song because I'm not in the Arctic Monkeys. I mean, why was I expecting to write lyrics like Alex Turner when I am not Alex Turner? How was I gonna write something relatable when I was trying to be someone else? The challenge is to try and learn something new from something that inspires you. But that doesn't mean you shouldn't still draw upon the things that you already know and from your own experiences. I wanted to write a song about the importance of spending time with friends, and I wanted to write a song about how the older you get and the more responsibilities that you have in your life, the easier it is to become isolated. And I wanted to write a song about just going to the pub with a mate. And I think that is a song that people can relate to.
Please tell me this is when things start to get easier.
Yes, it finally did start getting easier. But this challenge had taken me over a month so far just to get to this point. It was time to break down all of the ideas I had, brainstorm, and just get some stuff down on paper. I brainstormed and I wrote down anything and everything that I could think of. Started piecing together these little ideas that I had, and I got the verses written.
We used to paint the town and we go to the local. Is it glass half empty? Is it glass half full? We pour out our hearts and we fill our cups. So no, I think I'm empty, please fill it up. Let's raise our drinks and toast to your health. If you wasn't here, I think I'd talk to myself. Let's say cheers and hold our glasses up. Oh no, I think I'm empty, can you fill it up?
You know, if we went for a pint after this, it really would be like you were talking to yourself.
For the chorus, I decided to get inspiration by looking up sayings to do with pubs, and I really liked the idea of cold beer and warm conversations. I feel like this really summed up what the song I was writing was about.
Let's get it in so we can get them down. It's nearly last orders, then it's homeward bound. Cold beer and warm conversations.
One piece of advice that I would give to all beginner songwriters is to start writing songs. You need to stop procrastinating about writing songs and just start writing them. And this is why I give myself songwriting challenges. No, I did not write an Arctic Monkeys song. Yes, I wrote a song that sounds like I'm trying to copy the Arctic Monkeys, but what I've actually come away with is a bit more understanding about relatability in songwriting. And I've also come out of this challenge with an idea and some lyrics that I want to pursue further. So here is the finished song, and here are some more songwriting challenges. Subscribe.